Hello, good morning. Welcome back. And here's Meenala Satyamurthy from Ekcel Academy, ready to take you through yet another interesting and captivating session. And mind you, with a very honorable intention of helping you all, I'm here with another aspect for your exam in this crash course. So here is Meenala Satyamurthy, courtesy Ekcel Academy. Thanks to them, I'm here for yet another day of this week. 5 days done, and I can't imagine how time has just flown out of my hands. Oh, yes, I told you, we are doing something very interesting for you. And so here we are sharing something, rather, one of the best options for you. Do you want the best preparation for your CS exams? CS executive coaching plus mentorship. It's just not one aspect. It's a path to 360-degree learning, a wholesome, holistic learning. What all do you have? Classes in English, live classes, and a great community to learn with. Personal hand-holding by student success team. Personal hand-holding by the student success team. That is another team. Mentorship program. Recorded lectures, easy notes. Study with me, group discussions. Study tips and techniques to improve your efficiency. Daily quiz, weekly test, mock exams. What more do you need? All in just one beautiful nutshell, encompassed with various features of this CS executive coaching and mentorship offered to you by Ekcel Academy, showing you the pathway to just not 1 degree of learning, but 360-degree of learning, or rather a holistic development. Now, for more details, WhatsApp now to 973-9733-400, or sign up for free on www.excelacademy.com. Don't forget, Ekcel has K and not C in it. So don't ever make that mistake. Ekcel has K in it. So sign up for free on www.excelacademy.com. And there you get all these details by Ekcel, which is just trying to push your career straight high up to soar, high up to shine, to succeed, and to do the best for you. With this small introduction, with this small feature that encompasses your future, let's now move on to today's class. And as I've told you, I always, rather for at least some time till I'm doing this crash course, I want to touch a simple comprehension passage for you. It may not be exactly from your text, doesn't matter, but it's something that could help you to do better. The more you read, the better it is. So you may not practice, at least you listen. At least you listen to what has been done, and I hope and pray that you listen. Please listen to my beautiful voice, and then I'm sure you'll be really happy. So come on, let's begin. Two minutes, please wait. Yes, a second as I zoom it. Yes. Now this is a very small practice passage that I got for you, because the part that I'm going to handle now with you is a little higher. So it's about Phobos, one of the 2 small moons orbiting Mars. The moonlet is spiraling and closer to the red planet on its way toward an inevitable collision with its host. But a new study suggests that pieces of Phobos will get a second life as a ring around the rocky planet. In our solar system, the only planets with the rings are the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The study published Monday in the journal Nature Geoscience suggests this wasn't always the case. However, the study authors says this is probably the last time a rocky planet will have a chance to sport a ring. I wish we could sport a ring around us. A moon or moonlet in orbit around a planet has three possible destinies. If it is just the right distance from its host, it will stay in orbit indefinitely. If it's beyond the point of equilibrium, it slowly drift away. This is the situation with the moon as it gradually pulls away from Earth. Its orbit is growing about 1.5 inches per year. And if a moon starts out on the too close side, its orbit will keep shrinking until there's no distance left between it and its host planet. That will be the ultimate fate of Phobos, as astronomers have known for decades. Now, a small passage, an easy passage before the weekend. Which of the following are the possible destinies of a moon in an orbit? The moon will die after self-combustion. It will collide with the host planet. It will turn into a black hole. 1 and 2 only, 1 only, 2 only, all of the above. Now, and so let's go for the answer. Which of the following are the possible destinies of a moon in orbit? What is the destiny of a moon in orbit? So a moon in orbit around the planet has three possible destinies. If it's just the right distance from its host, it will stay indefinitely. If it's beyond that point of equilibrium, it will slowly drift away. And if a moon starts out on the too close side, its orbit will keep shrinking until there's no distance left between it and the host planet. So that is, it could be the moon will die after some self-combustion. It will collide with the black host planet. It will turn into a black hole. 1 and 2 only, 1 only, 2 only. So here probably it could probably mean all of the above. That could be the answer. What do researchers predict about the future about Phobos? It'll form a future ring around Mars. It'll collide with Mars. It'll drift away into another orbit. 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, none of the above. So here it says Phobos, yes, inevitable collision with its host, and it will also get a second life as a ring around the rocky planet. So it is going to get a second ring around the rocky planet. So it will not only collide with Mars, but it will also form a future ring around Mars. Let me see, it will drift away to another orbit. Does it say? Yeah, no. Okay, so the answer could be nothing but actually 1 and 2 only. So a small passage that I thought I should just share it with you for practice for today. So let me see on Monday, because your next class is on Monday, and then by then I will be getting back to the other aspects. Now, yesterday itself, I did start this exercise, but I thought, let me start all over and once again. Now, this is an exercise which has been dealt with in the question papers, rather in all the question papers. In all the question papers, you have this exercise. Now, it just says, if I'm right, spot the error. And what happens, there will be a sentence. Now, if this is a sentence, in case of like this, so there will be markings below the sentence as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the pattern asked in your exam. Now, what happens here, you have choice A, B, then C, then D, and then E. The error could be in any one of these. Our E will tell you there is no error. So the error could be in any one of these, or there could be no error in the whole sentence. In competition success review, you get this ample actually. So when you see this sentence, you will have numbers below. Don't get frightened, don't get perturbed. Read the sentence. Automatically what comes into your mind, please mark it. It will be right because you're aware of the English grammar. Suppose you feel you're a little weak in the grammar part of English, then practice this in detail. That in turn would be quite helpful. But if you're a little thorough and you feel you could do it, then carry on with it. So spot the error. You have these numbers given. Suppose the error is 1, and if the choice is given under A1, if here it is given 2, here it is given 3, here it is 4. So you just have to tick mark A. The error could be in the formation of art. Sometimes they tell you ignore punctuation. When they give you that instruction, ignore punctuation, then it's nothing to worry at all. Absolutely nothing to worry. But if they haven't given, then you have to better to look into it. The error could be actually in the formation of a sentence, could be in the form of prepositions. It could be in the formation of noun formation. For example, instead of action, it could be just act. It could be in the like use of since and for, tenses, articles. So who, which, whom, those in your relative pronouns, in any of these. So when you see the error, you will have to mark it out and write it down. Specifically, I cannot tell you that every time the error asked will be in articles. No, that clue is impossible to be given. Neither can I tell you it will always be with where tenses are concerned. Not necessarily. So this can happen. Sometimes it can be a repetition of a word and where that word has to be omitted. So this being the case, you will have to first read the sentence as a whole. If you're sure of something is wrong there, mark it, because your intuition, your mind intuitiveness tells you that it is right. So mark it, don't doubt on it. Only when you have some time, and when you want to come back onto it. Otherwise, don't come back. 99%, let me tell you, the intuition works. But let me tell you also this, the intuition will work only when and if your grammatical rules are right, if not 100%, at least to 90%. That time it will work. So even you feel that you are a little weak in that aspect, you can practice this slowly and steadily, doing every sentence, and then you can answer it. So what happens is you do get this kind of exercises. It is literally there in almost all the question papers. You have it in your book. You want competition success review, they would also give it. Spot the error exercises are available. You can do as many as you like. So please remember that this is there. It could be changed a little version of it could be a little different, where it could be a paragraph and then they could ask you something, but it is the basic aspect remains the same. The basic idea of it remains the same. So spot the error is one such thing which occupies an important place, and hence I decided to do it today. So if you recapitulate, you've been doing comprehension passages throughout. You've done para jumbles through jumbles. You've done relative pronouns. You're doing spot the errors. Yesterday you did a little of vocabulary. And if I'm right, on the very first day, apart from para jumbles, we also did other grammatical aspect. So this is the way it's going to work. Now I'll start the exercise. Yes. Yes. Wait for a minute. I shall zoom it. Yeah. Now, usually this would be the heading. Read each sentence and find out if there's any grammatical error in it. The error, if any, will be in one part of the sentence. The number of the part is the answer. If there is no error, the answer is 5. That is no error. So that is the basic instruction. Here in this case, it says ignore the errors of punctuation, if any. So you are lucky in case they give you this, because then you don't have to worry at all. So yes, let's do they'll do another exercise with this thing. I have been traveling by local trains since several last years, but had never experienced such a horrible situation as this. So I've been traveling by local trains for last several years, but have never experienced. So the error will be in 2. Now, the next one. I found this ring is number 1. As I dug in the garden, is number 2 garden. It looks very old. Garden, it looks very old. I wonder who it belonged to. No error. Is 5. So this will be 1. This will be 2. This will be 3. This will be 4. And this will be 5. So that is how it says. I found this ring as I dug in the garden. It looks very old. I wonder who it belonged to. A very big clue here. Let me tell you. If you've seen found is past tense. If you've seen dug, it's past tense. If you've seen belonged, it's past tense. I found this ring as I dug in the garden. It looked very old. I wonder who it belonged. It looks very old. It looked very old. So the error is in number 3. India's, I want this thing a little. India today stands at crucial crossroad with its history as an independent nation. No error. India today stands at crucial crossroads with its history as an independent nation. So India today, actually there should have been a comma. So stands as crucial crossroads with its history as an independent nation, with its history of an independent, no, everything is correct. By April next year, I will have been working in this office for 20 years. By April next year, I will have been working in this office for 20 years. There is no error. The reason here is by April next year, I will have been future perfect, working continuous in this office for 20 years. So the next year, by this time, I will have been working in this office for 20 years. Next, he was having a bath when the phone rang. Unwillingly, he got out of the bath and went to answer it. No error. He was having a bath when the phone rang. Perfect. Very unwillingly, he got out of the bath and went to answer it. Yes, there is no error. Now, actually, punctuation is needed there. By the time he gets back from his holidays, the milkman has left. Okay, the milkman has left 21 bottles of milk. By the time he gets back from his holidays, the milkman would have left 21 bottles of milk outside his door. Will have left. By the time he gets back from his milk holidays, the milkman will have left 21 bottles of milk outside his door. So the error is found in this. So the next one. Have you heard the news? Mukesh and Malti are engaged. That is not new. I know it for ages. No errors. Have you heard the news? Mukesh and Malti are engaged. True. That is not new at all because I have known it for ages. I have known it for ages. It's a fact that I've known it for ages. Ganesh is not only involved in organizing conferences and seminars, but also in conducting adult literacy programs. Ganesh is not only involved in organizing conferences and seminars, but also in adult literacy programs, involved in organizing. So you can remove conducting here, but not only involved, but also in conducting adult literacy programs. Okay, the next one. When I heard his knock, I went to the door and opened it, but I was not recognized him. No error. Conducting adult literacy programs. Okay, there is no error there. When I heard his knock, I went to the door and opened it. Yes, but I was not recognize him. I did not recognize him. You will not say I was, you will say did not, because of the fact here was should not be there. I did not recognize him. I was not is not the right structure. So I did not recognize him. If I would have realized what a bad shape our library is in, I would have done something to arrest the deterioration. If I would have realized what a bad shape our library is in, I would have done something to arrest the deterioration. Yes, no error. We admired the way he had completed all his work and appreciating the method adopted by him. We admired the way he had completed his work and appreciating the method adopted by him. We admired the way he had completed his work and appreciated the method adopted by him. If you have noticed, admired, completed, adopted. So here naturally appreciated the method by him. Our neighbors repeated the same illogical sequence of activities if he had not brought the facts to their notice. If he had not brought the facts, our neighbors had repeated the same illogical sequence of notice if he had not brought the facts to their notice. Our neighbors would have repeated the same illogical sequence of activities if we had not brought the facts to their notice, would have repeated. Not only the judges acquitted him, for all the charges leveled against him, also commended all his actions. Remember, when this not only is there, you will always have but also. Not only, but also. So, not only the judges acquitted him for all the charges leveled against him, but also commended all his actions. So the error is found in 4. So this is the way this exercise has to be dealt with. You feel you're not comfortable, we can do it once more at the end, provided you at least ask. Otherwise, I move ahead thinking that it has been understood by you. But let me tell you, no matter what kind of course it is, this sentences, the best clue for you is to go through it as a whole. And if you think of an error, to mark it. If you have time, come back to it, because the second one would give you a doubt. It happens even to people like us. So it can happen to the best of the best people. It can happen to anyone, even me, it can happen. So do not get perturbed or worried about it. But then remember, again, you go through it once, and if you feel something is wrong, mark it. And if you want to come back later and think over it. But if your mind says it's right, it's fine. If you're not thorough with grammar rules, please be a little careful. That's the thing. Yes. Due to certain inevitable circumstances, the scheduled program had to be postponed indefinite, but the members could not be informed. Due to certain inevitable circumstances, the scheduled program had to be postponed indefinitely, but the members could not be informed. So the error is found in this part. Had to be postponed indefinitely, so the error is there. Honesty and integrity are the qualities which cannot be done away with, and hence assume a lot of importance. Honesty and integrity are the qualities which cannot be done away with, and hence assume a lot of importance. Actually, no error, but in case there's punctuational error here, it says ignore, then definitely there is a punctuational error. Otherwise, the sentence is correct. A system of assigning different jobs to different people should be based on their strengths and weaknesses. Yes, our system of assigning different jobs to different people should be based on their strengths and weaknesses. No error. Yes. In a very harsh tone, he shouted at his servants and told them he does not need their services. In a very harsh tone, he shouted at his servants and told them that he did not need their services. So shouted, told, so does will change into did. So the error is in the fourth one. In a very harsh tone is first, shouted is second, told them that third, he does not need his fourth, no error is 5. So you have shouted past tense, told past tense, so does will not be appropriate. It has to change into did. So did is the answer. Reasonable ambition, if supported at persistent efforts, is likely to yield at the desired results. Reasonable ambition, if supported by persistent efforts, is likely to yield the desired results. So reasonable ambition, if supported with persistent efforts, with persistent efforts. So you no doubt have an ambition. You want to achieve something. You want to do something, but it cannot be the only sole reason for you to achieve a goal, to achieve the desired result. It has to be with something. What is that? Persistent efforts. So reasonable ambition, if supported with persistent efforts, is likely to yield the desired result. The error is in 2. Even after worked in the office for as many as 15 years, he still does not understand the basic objectives of the work. So you know very well, see, when I read also, even after worked in the office, so you know it is not right, just mark it. One is wrong. That's enough. Even in the previous one, reasonable ambition if supported at persistent efforts. No, you know, at is wrong. So mark it. Here also, he does not need. So you know something is wrong in that, does mark it. Because at that point of time, your Concentration should be to find out the answer. Now, don't look into it and analyze like a teacher why it's wrong, when it's wrong, how it's wrong, unless and until the situation demands you to do so. So you know very well he does not need. It is wrong. Mark it. It will be right. Let me tell you. So here also, even after worked in the office, it's not correct. Oh, something is wrong. Even after worked in the office. What do you mean by that? Even after worked in the office? Even after work, having worked in the office for as many as 15 years, he still does not understand the basic objectives of the work. So in one only, there is a mistake. So you can, as I told you beforehand itself, there is not such big, not a such big clue as I said for the RC, but here you have it in the sentence itself. So while you're reading the sentence, what comes to you first, please answer it and then correct it accordingly later on if you have time. Why some people don't get what they deserve and why others get what they don't deserve is a matter decided by luck. Why some people don't get what they deserve. Very true. Some people don't get what they have to get. Okay, you say, my God, he works so hard. I also have seen, and poor chap, he did not get the first rank. And why others get what they don't deserve. The other would have not worked so much, but yet he would have scored better than the other person and say, my God, I'm sure he didn't work as hard as them. So this one doesn't deserve, but why others get what they don't deserve is a matter that is to be decided by luck, or is a matter which is decided by luck. So the error is in 4, is a matter decided by luck. So you know why some people don't get what they deserve and why others get what they don't deserve is a matter that is decided by luck. So that will be the error in this. So I completed one set. I'll be going to the other practice, other set that I got it for you. This is, yes, same type, but some more sentences, because I thought that this should be given a little extra practice. So I did it. Otherwise, I'm not going to repeat this unless and until it's doubt like para jumbles. I thought this needed some more practice. Excuse me. In each of the following sentences, find out which of the sentence has no error. If there is no mistake, the answer is no error. I was taken with surprise when I saw the glamorous Appugar. No error. So I was taken with surprise when I saw the glamorous Appugar. No error. I was taken by surprise. So you find the error in A. Here what he has done, he's taken the whole sentence and he has marked. He has mentioned the whole thing. So here you have to just write A in your answer. That's all. So there may be this difference of asking, but the matter is same. The concept behind it is the same, but there may be slight changes in the manner of putting across the words. That's all. The basic concept remains the same. Just like in mathematics, it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Based on those concepts, variety of functions could be performed. Similarly here, the basic concept is to spot the error as it is grammatically wrong in certain things. So then that being the major case, and that's the underlining factor, put your whole thing on that and do it. So here, that's the only clue I can give you. Cricket has become so popular that even elderly people are discussing the game when they meet. Cricket has become so popular that elderly people are discussing the game when they meet. If you have seen in this sentence, cricket has become, So present perfect. Now here are discussing present continuous. When they meet, simple present. So cricket has become so popular that even elderly people discuss the game when they meet. Are discussing is given, so the error is in this. So the error is in what is known as C. So that's the answer. This is a common thing, and that's why they ask you. So remember this, even when you're writing your business letters or correspondence, it should be this only. Looking forward to meet you here. No error. Looking forward to meeting you here. When you have looking forward to, it will not be meet at any cost. It will be MEETING. So the error here is in C, which is meet you here. This is a very common error that even all of us do make at times. But remember, looking forward to meeting you here. So this will always be meeting only and nothing else. So that is extremely important for you. Very important. My body has long since exhausted all its energy, but it went on running just the same. Now, again here, if you analyze this, my body has exhausted. So present perfect. Went running. Past continuous. Just the same. So my body has long since exhausted all its energy, but it runs just the same. So the error is in B, but it went on running. In the past, you're talking of something of present perfect, and this thing, it's in the past when it was happening. So went on running is wrong here. I courteously asked him, where was he going that you had called? So the reading itself gives you one shake and say, hey, there is an error here. I courteously asked him where he was going. Oh, I have to zoom it. No, let me check. Yes, sorry. This is the error spotted. I have not zoomed it for you. So spot the error, Minala. Okay. Yes, the error has been correctly spotted. Yes. Human beings, no? We all make errors. Yes. See, that's why I tell you always, it's just not you. Even we make errors. Even we commit mistakes. Take it in the right spirit. Be glad there's someone to help you out to correct your mistake. Thanks to that person who absolutely told you at the appropriate time. So be grateful to that person who helped you correct your mistake. Take it. There's nothing wrong. And I do sincerely apologize because I had not zoomed it in the initial stage. But now, yes, I have zoomed in. So please remember, please take it up, accept things. Then you will do so well. I can promise you without any this thing, without even blinking my eyelid. I can promise, because once you accept, you know what you've done. So apologizing for the not zooming in at the appropriate time. I'm sorry. And I move on now. I courteously asked him, where was he going that you had called? I courteously asked him, nothing. I don't feel anything. Where was he going? What is where was he going? Where he was going. So the error will be in B. So this is what it is. Sorry. The cabinet ministers and the prime minister, two things joined by and, two different things joined by and, was at the airport to receive the foreign dignitary. So you know very well if it's a wholesome aspect, subject verb agreement. See how different kinds of errors are brought to you. The cabinet ministers, prime minister, combined with the conjunction and. So two different things combined with and, naturally the verb will be plural. So was at the airport. So B is the error. That is the error. So this is the thing. We wanted to purchase something, but all the three stores in that area were closed on that day. We wanted to purchase something, but all the three stores in that area were closed on that day. So we wanted to purchase something, but all the three shops in the area were closed on that day. In that area were closed on that day. No, in the area were closed on that day. There are much inconvenience that have to be put up with when you are camping. No error. There are much inconveniences that have to be put up with when you are camping. Absolutely right. The error is in A. Have to be put up with, put up with only will come when you are camping. Fine. Present continuous, are a simple present, but much inconveniences. So you will not count inconveniences. You will only say, sorry for the inconvenience caused. I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused. Now I can tell you, I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused. What inconvenience did I cause? I had not zoomed in. So I can only say sorry for the inconvenience caused. I cannot say, oh, I'm sorry for the inconveniences caused. No, it cannot be counted. So therefore, this mistake lies in A itself. You will come to my party tomorrow, isn't it? No error. You will come to my party tomorrow, won't you? Will is here. This is actually question tag. So if will is here, it will change into won't you. So remember, this is no doubt in the positive. You will add a negative over here. And usually, now definitely, you end it with question mark. So isn't it is wrong. So will is there, it will be won't you only. So remember that. Yeah. Slow and steady, win the race. No error. It's a proverb. Slow and steady, bread and butter, like that. So it is slow and steady, wins the race. So this is the error. Now, all the problems are being written clearly on the board. You have used this word been. You have used this word written. I have taught you in all your classes, when this word is there, are cannot come. So the error is in the first one. All the problems have been written clearly on the board. That immediately should strike you. It will strike you. Do not worry at all. Keep yourself calm. It will strike you. If you're agitated, it will not strike you. So written clearly is there. Okay, been is there, but you cannot use are then. You either have to use have, has, or had. So here it will be all the problems have been written. You can't use has, problems is more than one. So all the problems have been written clearly on the board. That will be the answer. If I were the principal of the college, I would have never accepted such demands of the students. If I were the principal of the college, I would not have accepted. I would have never accepted. I would not have accepted such demands of the students. So the error is in B. I will spend my remaining life in the village. I will spend my remaining life in the village. No error. It's perfectly correct. Long ago, when I was yet a student, I once went to Darjeeling, where I was charmed by the beautiful mountain sceneries that greeted me on all sides. Long ago, when I was yet a student, long ago, when I was yet a student, I once went to Darjeeling, where I was charmed by the beautiful mountain sceneries that greeted me on all sides, that greeted me from all sides, greeted me on all sides. Long ago, when I was a student, I once went to Darjeeling, where I was charmed by the beautiful mountain sceneries that I was that greeted me from all sides. So the error is in the last one. One of his many good traits that come to my mind was his modesty. Remember, one of his many good traits. With these words, one of the students, one of the boys, one of the girls, one of the books, automatically that comes to my mind. So one of his many good traits that comes to my mind was his modesty. No doubt traits will always be in plural. This particular noun will always be in plural. One of the books, one of the girls, one of the boys, one of the pencils, everything. But remember, here you should be singular. You add S to the verb. The headmaster said that Sachin was capable of doing more better work. Here it is said Srini, it should be Sachin. Okay, the headmaster said that Sachin was capable of doing more better work. Remember, in adjectives, degrees of comparison, you cannot use double comparative. This exercise I should do on comparatives, I will be doing it. You can use only one, just like you can't use double past tense. I did not came yesterday. I did not brought yesterday. I did not sang yesterday. No, I did not sing. I did not bring. I did not come. Similarly, better is already in the comparative degree. Good, better, best. Much, more, most. So you cannot add two comparatives together, more and better. So the headmaster said that Sachin was capable of doing better work. So more is wrong here. Therefore, this is the error. C. Hardly had the children left the school, then it began to rain. Hardly had the children left the school, then it began to rain. So hardly had they left the school, then it began to rain. No error. Some artists have taken a clue from medieval miniatures, our epics and mythology, and created works which please with their acute color sense and skillful handling. And created works which please with their acute color sense and skillful handling. So there is some mistake when you read. You're already aware something is wrong. Let's go back. Some artists have taken a clue from medieval miniatures, our epics and mythology, and created works which please. How do they please? Which please with their acute color sense and skillful handling. Created works which please their acute color because of their acute color sense and skillful handling. So the error is in D. When you have read these books, please return them to me. You all please return them. When you have read these books, please return them. That's enough. To me is repetition again. It's redundant. It's not needed. When return is there, please remember that. You cannot say, I will return back. So return back is wrong because return itself is come back. So when you have read these books, please return them to me. So the error is in C. When we consider all the factors, which are many, the number of school dropouts are quite disturbing. When we consider all the factors, which are many, the number of school dropouts is quite disturbing. The whole number is put together as one. So is quite disturbing. So therefore, B is the answer. So I'm glad I could complete the whole spotting the errors into one nutshell for you. So as I repeat, I'm telling you, please be careful. Here, you will have no time to analyze. You will have no time to analyze. All that you will have to do is read the sentence. If your intuition tells you it's wrong, please mark it. By chance you have time, then you come back and check if you have done the right thing. Let me assure you, 90% it will be right. It may be right even 99%, but there is an if clause attached to it. Now, what is the if clause that is attached to it? If your grammar rules are good. Because even with the grammar rules being good for many of these so-called best teachers, yet sometimes it does confuse, it does happen. So when that is the case, it can happen to any one of us, no matter whosoever it is. So it may happen even to us. So what happened, and especially let me tell you, with the attention that you people put onto your system. So please go through it and mark it. And then you come back. Now, if you are a little clear cut about grammar, think of the articles, think of the subject verb agreement, think of the pronouns, think of the degrees of comparison. See, everything counts. So that is time taking, that is time consuming. So just read it. If you find the error, mark it. If you have time, come back and check if you marked it correctly. You're not asked to anyway correct the sentence. Luckily, you're not asked to do that. So you don't have to worry at all. So you just mark and write that is the error. So with this, we have come to 5 days of work, the crash course, completing so much of work to you. So in these 5 days, every day I've done a comprehension passage. I've told you how to do the comprehension passage. I've also told you about how to attempt para jumbles. Now, I've also told you about vocabulary. Vocabulary is a very huge chapter. Let me tell you. So I have taken what is extremely essential and picking up on vocabulary like that. So I have done that. Now, I have also touched upon the factor of this, that is spotting the errors, which I did it today for you. And then, so I have to do in adjectives a little tougher exercise, and with if clauses also I did it for you yesterday. So with this, I have covered quite a few. I will cover the other few before I give you a little mock papers and the question papers that we can solve in the class and answer. But right for now, this is it. So, but then remember, the next class that I would be meeting you is on Monday, not tomorrow. So I'll meet you on Monday and then come up with another diff set of exercises as to how to solve within the shortest time possible, wherein you will not waste time at all. So now I will just introduce you to adjectives and leave. That's what I would do. Simple adjectives. I'm not going to deal with much of it. I will just give you this. This all of you would be able to do. Complete the following with the correct superlative or of the comparative. I drive more carefully than my husband. Angela works harder than I do, but our secretary works the hardest of all. Anita sings most beautifully of all the people in the choir. A teacher explains the lessons more clearly than your teacher. Sings the most beautifully, yes. Robert arrived at the meeting earlier than Francis. Ken arrived the earliest of them all. Teenagers usually drive faster than their parents. My daughter cooks well, better than I do, but my husband cooks the best of all of us. Well is given because you have to know the remaining two. Reen speaks the most fluently of all the ESL students in the class. ESL worksheet this is. The teacher arrived later than the students. So this is just the simple type. This type is not very easily asked because they know it is too simple, but this, you know it. I've just introduced you to it through these sentences, but definitely such simple ones will not be asked. That I can assure you. It can be like, more better, putting that kind of mistakes and asking you to spot out could be asked, but bringing into that introduction, dwelling deeper into the topic will be helpful on Monday for me. Now, the next one, as I had told you that we always reserve what is known as something that is great. So we have, yes. Now, this is something that we are doing it regularly. It says your business communication skills determine your success in your career. Do not ignore this essential skill. Join Meenala Madam and learn to be a great communicator, your best chance to do well in the corporate world. Communication is the wheel of life. Even if one wheel of your car just punctures, even if one wheel of your car wobbles, the whole car stops functioning well, irrespective of its brand, irrespective of whether it is new or old. In that case, don't let your career be hampered only because you can't express fluently. Don't do this. All of us get into this at one point of the time or the other. We may have come across these issues in our childhood. Sometimes situations are like that, you cannot help. So your business communication skills determine your success in your career. Ultimately, when you speak fluently, it's that which attracts your boss. The very first thing when somebody appoints you or takes up an interview with you would be how well you communicate. So please do join this and become a great person because you communicate fluently, eloquently, and that enhances the confidence in you. So here we are at the last tail end of the session. And I, Mrs. Meenala Satyamurthy from Ekcel Academy, take this opportunity to bless you, wish you, and also greet you a very happy weekend ahead. But remember, practice. Practice makes a man perfect. You have Proverbs too that has to be done. Practice makes a man perfect. So practice, practice, practice. That's the key word. So your people are there to help you. Bidding you bye. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. God bless.